What's up, guys? Nathan here. This is my first Facebook Live of the year, and the first one I've done in a long time. But it's befitting one of the intentions that I have for this year of 2019 is having fun and making my life an adventure. So on Christmas Day, I went and saw the movie Mary Poppins. And I just kind of did it because Simmer and I were in Indonesia and we weren't around friends and family. And I had the most amazing experience because when we watched the movie, one of the meanings that I took away was about how there's magic behind everything in life. There's always this adventure behind what you can see, and there's always this realm of fun and adventure that is available in every moment, as long as you're attuned to it, as long as you're receptive to it, as long as you're open to it. And it had me really think this year about what we wanted to create for 2019, and it's January, resolutions are here, people are making goals, which is awesome. I think it's incredibly important to make sure that you spend time at the beginning of every year thinking about what you want to create for yourself and setting some goals from yourself, and make sure that you create that purpose for yourself so that you're moving in an intentional direction. I believe that living intentionally is super important. But I wanted to talk a little bit today about the difference between having a goal and having an intention, because I believe that both of them are super important, but I do think that intention is more paramount than goals. I don't know how else to put that. Intentions supersede goals or something like that. So I have goals for my USANA business. I have goals for my health coaching business. I have goals for my own personal health, and I have goals for my relationships, my friendships that I have in my life. I have goals for my spirituality. So those are the main areas that I focus on in terms of my own goal setting. But what I generally find is, and I'll take those goals that are year long, and I'll break them down into 6 and 3 month goals to make sure I'm on track, to make sure that I'm staying on the right pace. And after 3 months, if I'm not sort of where I want to be, I can course correct and things like that. But one of the things that I find to be even more important is having an intention for the year. Last year I really put a strong intention on spiritual growth and my own personal recovery process, and the self-awareness that comes with the process of recovery and going down the spiritual path, and doing a lot of internal reflection and ego stripping. We did the Course in Miracles. It's an incredible year, and so I feel like regardless of what I produced last year, which was a lot and it was great, we hit a lot of the targets that we wanted to hit, but when I think back about it, the thing that really gave it the special flavor and made it a year that I really am proud of, and the year to remember for me, is I set that intention at the beginning of the year to have a spiritual sort of transformation, or at least a spiritual journey throughout the year, and nailed it. And so, this year we've created the possibility of having the year of fun and adventure, and also the year of gains. So you'll see I've created some hashtags for myself and my life, and I'll be using it on Instagram, I'll be using it on Facebook. So the year of gains, which is I'm trying to get back into fighting shape. So for some of my friends that knew me when I was in New Zealand, I trained for my first amateur boxing fight there. And then over the last couple of years, because we came to Indonesia and we've been building the business here, my fitness has taken a little bit of a back seat. So one of the intentions that I'm creating for myself this year is the year of gains, right? So I'm going to get back into fighting shape. So those are some of the hashtags that I'm using. And then the year of adventure and fun, right? So that's a hashtag that Simmer and I are using together. So that's one of the things that I've found is actually more important. Goals are amazing. Break them down into 6 3 months goal. Make sure that you're staying on track. But in terms of your goals, like this is 3 or 4 weeks into generally when people set resolutions, and that's usually when they just stop, right? Because they feel like they failed, or they're making themselves wrong, or guilt kicks in, or whatever the case may be. And so I feel like when you focus on so you set your goals, write them on paper. You can either look at them every day, or you can just put them in a jar. But if you focus on creating an intention for yourself, and then you use social media as a platform for declaration, and then you use the hashtags so that you keep the intention in front of yourself, right? So it's not something that you set it and forget it. It's something that you set it and then you keep it present in your life constantly, because you use social media and you're using these platforms. As far as I can tell, this is one of the greatest forms of accountability, is using social media to give your word to something and then make sure that you're posting regularly and you're doing things that are aligned with what you said you're going to do. So I'm going to create the year of fun and excitement and adventure. And so one of the things I decided was I'm going to start doing Facebook Lives, right? And I probably wouldn't have done that without having an intention for getting outside of my comfort zone and doing things that I wouldn't ordinarily do, but I do find fun. I find this is fun. Telling your story is fun. So anyway, that's a little bit of my 2 cents. Is make sure that you set your goals in the beginning of the year. Make sure you have a year-long goal. I'd say break it down into 6 months, 3 months, so that they're in bite-sized chunks. But don't get obsessed about the goals, right? So much so that if you fall off track, you'll end up just spiraling down and end up giving up. Focus on the intention. Really create an intention for yourself, for your life, and for the year. And then create some fun hashtags around whatever your intention is, and then play with it. Get on Instagram, do the stories, get on Facebook, use the hashtags, include somebody else. Like I have an intention for myself and my fitness, which is the year of gains, and I have some other hashtags like coming out swinging, things like that. And then I have a hashtag with my wife, which is the year of adventure and fun 2019. So that's one that Simmer and I'll be using together. And it's funny how your brain just falls in line. It's only been 3 or 4 weeks of the new year, and I've already been to 3 different cities, done some public speaking, done a lot of different things. So when you put the intention out there, your brain will start scanning your environment for opportunities that you can go out there and really and fulfill on whatever your intention is. I learned that from Oprah actually a while back. So anyway, I hope that helps for some of you guys, and I'd love to hear some feedback. So if you guys think about an intention that you want to create for yourself and some different hashtags and things like that, I'd love to hear from you. And this is my first Facebook Live of the year, but like I said, it's part of my intention for the year. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me. So love you guys. Hope you're doing well. If you've given up on your New Year's resolution, give yourself a break. Love yourself a little bit. Get complete about that. Create a new intention for the year, and have some fun with it. So love you guys. Talk soon.